Hey guys, Eric here, Mr. Fired Up Wealth. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well through these challenging times. I wanted to bring you a quick video before the weekend, provide 3 of the top growth stocks that I like for the next 5 or 10 years that I own in my portfolio that you might have seen me talk about before, either on the channel or perhaps in the Fired Up Wealth Facebook group. This whole situation we're in right now with COVID-19, it really is accelerating some of the secular growth trends that we talked about last year in the top 25 stock picks that we did in 2019. And you can see on my screen here, the first video was the top 5 cloud picks for the next 5 years. Obviously cloud, more and more people are going to be working from home. More and more stress on networks, analytics, visibility. Cloud was the future. It still is, even more so. This whole work from home mentality and culture isn't going to go away anytime soon. And I think it's going to be more accepted, and you're going to see it more and more as we move past this situation and go forward. Autonomous driving, obviously, I think still has, a secular growth driver, but it's kind of on hold right now. A lot of people just, aren't even leaving their houses. But when you think of that, there's a lot of AI within the autonomous driving. So most of those, like NVIDIA is one, that would be a great growth stock that I own, that I'm holding, for several reasons. One of them being artificial intelligence or AI. You can see 5G. I think 5G is going to benefit. It might push back the deployment of 5G by a little bit, but everything I'm hearing from Verizon and Qualcomm and all the CEOs that I see on CNBC, if anything, it's just going to accelerate the need for 5G, going forward in the future. So a lot of great stocks within 5G, everything from Apple to Qualcomm to, there's probably 20 stocks in that list there. Marijuana stocks, it's funny because, you're seeing people are stockpiling. You're seeing a lot of the pot stocks actually rise right now. They were all decimated, just completely destroyed, but a lot of them have done really well. Hexo is up over 100% this week alone, obviously from very, very terrible lows, turned into a true penny stock that was trading at under 50 cents. But even Tilray is up another 30% this morning, and so on. I do think that you'll see, if there is any kind of recessionary period, you're going to see some of those sin stocks do better. People still want their alcohol. People still want their marijuana. In fact, if you look at the Canadian government, they call those essential stores. So your pot stores and your liquor stores are considered essential, and they're still open through the crisis. Fintech obviously impacted somewhat because people aren't using their credit cards to buy airlines, to stay in hotels, what have you. But I do think it's a good time when the prices are low to be adding to things like Visa and to MasterCard and to PayPal. Square, you're probably aware, but Square is going to be more impacted from this because a lot of Square's business comes from restaurants and small businesses. And obviously a lot of those retail and small business and restaurants are closed. So Square is going to get impacted pretty badly. It's one that probably will go quite a bit lower, but I do like it, for the long term. So let's get into 3 growth stocks that I like. None of these stocks pay a dividend, but I think they all have hyper growth. The first one you've seen me talk a lot about is Splunk, and it actually went from $170 a share to $93 a share. Over 70%, 75% decrease. I've been adding to Splunk. I have a pretty large position in Splunk now. The ticker is SPLK. If you're not familiar with what they do, it's really everything from IT to security, Internet of Things, analytics. They call it the data to everything platform. And if you're familiar with Splunk, it comes down to analytics, security, things like that. I wanted to give you a case study that I think is really interesting, because another stock that I really like that I think will benefit from this whole situation is Domino's, because obviously people are going to be ordering pizzas, have them delivered so they don't have to leave their home. And Domino's is, very good at what they do with delivering pizzas. That's what they've done very well for a long time. But Domino's considers himself a technology company. And what a lot of people probably don't know is that Splunk is actually a big driver of Domino's success. So if you look at this, is on Splunk's website, revealing the secret sauce why Domino's is the world's #1 pizza company, and it says it's the data. Pizza and data are an unlikely pairing. I think this is a pretty cool graphic over here with the pizza box and all the little logos around it. Repositioning itself as an e-commerce company that happens to sell pizza, the global pizza chain shifted its focus to digital channels and emerging technologies without surrendering the personal touch that goes into every Domino's pizza, from hand tossing the dough to hand delivering piping hot pies to doorsteps across the globe. And the efforts paid off. Today, Domino's dominates as the leader in global sales, thanks in a large part to a data-first approach to everything from behind-the-scenes IT and security operations to daily customer interactions like ordering and delivery. To stay #1, the pizza powerhouse uses Splunk to inform decisions, drive innovation, and satisfy customers' cravings for speed, quality, and convenience. That's a pretty cool story. And if you look at this whole thing, it kind of goes into more. Wanted to kind of read you this. So here, to make ordering convenient and simple, Domino's now has over 15 different digital ordering channels, including smart TVs, Amazon Echo, Google Home devices, mobile phone apps, Slack, social media, smartwatches that collectively generate 65% of sales in the United States. I'd be willing to bet that number is probably even higher today than when this case study was done. Mike Cox, the operational intelligence architect of Domino's, says we trust Splunk with the most critical environments. More than half our business is through our digital channels, and Splunk is our eyes into all of those services and channels. So Splunk helps manage all of that different data. They even have, I wanted to see right here, big game. During peak sales times, the need for a reliable system becomes more critical, while Domino's faces many peak days. It says here, throughout the year, no event demands more than football's biggest day, so Super Bowl, during which Domino's sells 2 million pizzas on one day. 1 million pizzas are generally sold each day in the U.S., and it doubles for Super Bowl. So to meet expectations in Super Bowl Sunday, Domino's has a war room where a wide range of teams from IT, network, and infrastructure to marketing and communications rely on Splunk to monitor key metrics like performance, system health, and customer volume. By using Splunk to bring data to every question and decision, Domino's keeps operations smooth during even the busiest times. Success for us means that our customers aren't waiting to reload a website or try again, Cox says. Their order is as easy on the Super Bowl Sunday during prime time as it is on a Tuesday night in March. Splunk delivers the information we need to make the right decisions, be prepared for specific peak seasons. So there's a lot more information on here. Nearly every team at Domino's uses Splunk in some way. They don't want to see whether a single component is healthy. They want to see the whole picture integrated with sales data, revenue, and more. That way they can see the impact their decisions have on the whole business. To me, that's the epitome of what Splunk helps businesses do. It's about visibility into the business from top down. And, that's the future. Everybody wants visibility. They want virtualization. They want speed, they want agility, they want trust, and Splunk helps provide that. So this is one that is not going away. And their last earnings was a little bit mixed, but if you take a look at that listen to that webcast. I sat on that webcast. It's about 45 minutes long. The end of that webcast, so the stock literally dropped 15% after hours when the earnings came out. And as the analysts asked questions and Splunk leadership replied to the questions, the stock went from negative 15% to up 5%. And then basically ended up closing flat, at the end of after hours. But every analyst on there was blown away by the forecast that Splunk has and the growth that they have within cloud. So cloud is accelerating significantly. Will this situation impact their business? It might slow down some of the sales, but those sales will eventually happen. So maybe a deal that was going to get signed in March might get pushed to May or what have you. But with what Splunk focuses on with security, with Internet of Things, you might even see an increase in sales. People, trying to get their home offices set up, trying to get more people working from home. Splunk is one of those companies that can actually help accelerate and actually could benefit, from the work at home economy. So take a look at Splunk. I could talk about Splunk all day. I'll probably keep buying more and more shares. At this point, I don't see any reason not to. Obviously, it's a high risk, high reward, high flyer. It dropped 75%. Those kind of high growth companies are going to do that. But if you hold on to this thing for 5 years, I'm confident that I'm going to see a very significant return on my investment. The next one I want to talk to you about is RingCentral. Now, I like this stock before the work at home, situation that we have. But this actually, this company actually benefits significantly from the work from home environment. If you go to the website, just right when you come to the website here, it says empowering your teams to serve your customers all in one cloud, video conferencing, team messaging, contact center, and more. And if you go to learn more about enterprise, message, call, meet, engage. So drive team productivity and customer engagement with effortless communication. So they do things like team messaging. They do high def quality video conferencing like Zoom. You hear about Zoom. There's more than just Zoom out there. There's, companies like RingCentral, and there's other ones too. Even Microsoft Teams is benefiting from it. But they have the contact center, the engaged voice, everything you need in business communication solutions. And they've been really pushing themselves as, kind of the work from home solution. Look at the very top, making the change to remote work. We're here to help you stay connected. I'll click on that, see what it's. So enabling effective communication and collaboration during COVID-19 for distributed and mobile organizations. It's a challenging time. We would like to help. We're in this together. But it talks, has your organization been impacted by the pandemic? Are you a K through 12 educator, health provider? We're offering RingCentral Office free of charge. Now, obviously, that's a great thing to do, but what that's going to do is more people are going to get used to using it, and more people are probably going to keep that service after the free trial expires in a few months or whatever that is. But this company was already benefiting from the work from home, Internet of Things, cloud type environment. And this is another one that's just going to get an acceleration, to their sales and to their business. So take a look at RingCentral. I like this one a lot. And then Zscaler. Zscaler is one I talked about on the last video. And, work from home simplified, fast, easy, secure. You can go on this, join a webinar, let us help. So Zscaler is going to have a bunch of different products and solutions. They do things like cloud firewall. So obviously, if you're used to working at a physical office downtown in downtown Detroit or whatever, and now you're going to the suburb and working from your home, the business has to be concerned about the security of their data. And so they need to somehow get VPNs and firewalls into every one of these homes where people are working from home. Zscaler helps do that very quickly, very effectively through cloud firewalls, IPSs, sandboxes. There's lots of different things that they do. They have secure web gateways, so you can log in indirectly. Other solutions they actually will do Office 365 and do it as a cloud migration. So is your network ready? Are your firewalls ready? User traffic increases network utilization by 40%. Migrating to Office 365 requires hardware upgrades and constant firewall updates. So Zscaler helps these companies, both big and small, make that switch from working in an office environment to a stay-at-home type environment. So those are 3 excellent growth stocks that I liked before the pandemic, and that I think will even benefit not only in the short run, but even more so in the long run as the stay-at-home culture kind of sticks with us, I think, for quite a while, guys. So I mentioned a few other ones in there, Domino's, but the 3 again are Splunk, RingCentral, and Zscaler. They're all hyper growth stocks. They don't pay a dividend. They do have high risk, high reward. So they're gonna go up really high. They're gonna fall really hard when the market crashes. So right now we're experiencing, NASDAQ down about almost 3%. It's on a Friday here. About 2 hours left in the week for the trading week. And you're probably going to see, it's March 27th, 2020 today. You'll probably see a possible retest of the lows from Monday. We got down to around 2,100 on the S&P, but we might not, and nobody really knows. So I'm not going to try to predict it. What I will say is that I buy as things go lower. I still have cash. So if we go back and retest that, I've got price points where I want to buy things in that range of retest. And I'm still investing. So every time I get paid on a paycheck, I'm buying consistently. And I think that's the message that doesn't get delivered most to long-term investors is it's about consistency. You can't just try to time the market, put all your eggs in one basket on one day and, just hope it works out later. You need to be consistently investing every week, bi-weekly, monthly, quarterly, whatever you can afford to do. Every time you get a little extra money, you should be buying a couple shares, whether it's 1 share or 100 shares, whatever you can afford. Consistently invest in the companies that you believe in long-term. Hold those. Have cash so when things drop, you can add more shares, and you're always going to come out ahead as long as you're picking the right stocks. If you don't like to pick individual stocks, I recommend ETFs like VOO, that's VOO for the S&P 500, or the NASDAQ 100, which is the triple Qs, QQQ. QQQ has all the FANG stocks, so it's got the Microsofts and the Amazons and Facebooks, Google's, Netflix. Most of those companies are going to benefit, from the stay-at-home environment that we have as well. So take a look at all those different options, guys. If you haven't subscribed, please do. If you haven't stopped by the website, it's firedupwealth.com. Feel free to join us on Facebook. Just go to Facebook and search for Fired Up Wealth. We've got a page as well as a private group with about 1,500 people. We'd love to see you there. Hope you're doing well. Stay safe. Take care. Have a great weekend. Talk to you soon.